What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review. Today, it is patch day. There is a new patch out. If you guys haven't looked at all the notes, I don't know, Google it. But there's no huge changes this patch, I would say. There's no, like, this comp got taken. You know, they didn't take duelists and, like, you know, destroy Lee Sin and Qiyana and make the comp completely unplayable. They didn't take the Kai'Sa comp and, like, buff her a million ways and make her perfect, which, in my opinion, is a good thing. A lot of people in TFT yap about balanced thrashing, and I think this is a patch where there's zero balanced thrashing. Even the hero augments that were so broken last patch, they hurt a little bit, but they're absolutely still playable. So I think this is cool, and I think this is going to be a good patch based on everything that I've seen so far. So we're going to watch Sologesang, who is someone who is usually very good in, I mean, I was going to say an early patch, but really just in TFT in general. This guy is a beast, incredibly high ranked on EU West here. Let me get rid of my camera for a second so you guys can see. He's almost 2,000 LP, 1994 LP on EU West, which is pretty impressive. And he has a pretty nice opener here. He's got this Zoe. Okay, wait, this is actually really cool to talk about here already. He's got this Zoe. He's got this, he's got the Koboko as well. So he wants to play Fortune Opener, ideally. One thing that Sologesang decides here immediately, because, okay, so you have a few options from this spot. Low interest rates is a horrible augment. Don't ever take this augment, almost. Okay, it's not that bad, but it's not that good. Then you have Patient Study 2 Healthy. You want a loss streak, normally, with this comp, so Patient Study makes a lot of sense, but 2 Healthy is objectively a broken augment if you play 2 specific lines with it, and so Sologesang is immediately going to snap up this 2 Healthy and say, all right, this is what I'm doing. So there's 2 lines that exist with 2 Healthy. There is the like ghostly reroll type version where you play either Zyra reroll or Zoe reroll, because in that line you play Shen, you play Aatrox, you play Riven, and you play Zyra, so that's 4 2 cost, which is fantastic. There's also, if you want to play AD, because that's more of an AP line, if you want to play AD, there is Kai'Sa, which is a comp that, you know, the Trickshot Kai'Sa, the 4 Trickshot Kai'Sa comp where you're playing Riven, you're playing Aatrox, you're playing Teemo, and I think that's it. I think it's just those 3, but still 3 2 cost with 2 healthy is very nice. So those are basically your 2 options, AD or AP. AD, fast 8, AP, more like reroll. You can play like vertical ghostly with, you know, like stuff like Kai'Sa, but you know, it's not amazing. But I mean, I think this line makes so much sense. We have a fantastic spot to play Kai'Sa with this Fortune opener. And so yeah, I fully expect Sologesang to be playing around Kai'Sa this game, and he's just Fortune opener into Kai'Sa here, and there's not much else to say really. He's also got these 2 anvils that we started the game with, which is really nice, so we can use these to guarantee that we get good Kai'Sa items. Ideally for Kai'Sa, you want an IE plus a Last Whisper, and then the last item is kind of fine, depends on what your Ink Shadow item is, because on 9 you're going to be playing Ink Shadow, though usually you just want to get to 3 item Kai'Sa. It is an option to go for a different item down the line, so something to think about. We're going to get gold on, I guess we're going to go for ally death here, because I doubt we're killing many units. It means that we want to be fielding 4 units every fight, so we have to be a little bit careful. Like, you can throw this Rex on your board, we just need to make sure that we lose, because if we play 4 units and that wins us the fight, it is absolutely not worth the gold. But it looks like, I really want to scout that last place player here. It looks like he scouted them real quick. Yeah, it looks like he's strong enough that we don't have to worry about this. I love this from Sologesang. A little scary the way this guy positioned, but for some reason, like, it almost looked like they wanted to in Sologesang. They might still. I really was thinking that with Fated this board would win. Wow, it actually, yeah, he manages. I mean, it's also, you have to take into account 2 healthy. So that's actually pretty rough for Sologesang, as he gets his Fortune loss streak griefed pretty early on. Bow here, yeah, the obvious pickup, there's a 3 cost bow. You can go for the Last Whisper. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprising that they even really want to grief Sologesang, because, I mean, what do they really get out of it? I mean, it allows them to play for the 5 loss, which is the main thing, but kind of funny that they even go for. I mean, they also want to, I mean, their units are going to die versus everyone else, so yeah, it's kind of whatever. Econ wise here, we have a couple of options. Sologesang is actually going to opt to not make 40 gold here and hold on to this Sivir. There's kind of 2 sides to this. One is that you get an extra unit in, so you have a higher chance of farming gold, and the other part, and yeah, he farms the gold here. Oh wow, this is so smart from Sologesang. He's not going to just sell his Sivir here. He wants the Sivir for late game, so just play it on the board. You're very likely with 4 units dying gonna farm gold, and then you actually get to hold the Sivir, rather than if you only fielded 3 units, then you know you would guarantee make the gold, but you're probably making the gold anyway, and this way you get to hold on to the Sivir, who you need for late game. I really like that play, and I mean, even this round we're probably going to farm 1 gold. It'd be pretty crazy if we didn't, and that's going to allow us to make 50 gold. So our econ looks pretty good. A little bit sad that we didn't get to actually get a huge loss streak this game due to the fact that we got griefed by that guy, but it's all right. We still have a few fortune stacks here and a decent amount of HP, 76 in this position. You could certainly consider pushing your luck once he gets his cash out. I think it was a 6 cash out though, so it might be a little bit interesting. We'll see. Against Krugs here, we need to make sure that we win, so we are actually going to put Duelist in, which I like. It's a little bit scary in a spot like this. Second Bow's a little awkward, and wow, we have a lot of gold this game. He's even... What is that? What the heck? Okay, I don't know what this... I guess it's an ad for a Sparkson card, whatever that is. But yeah, with the double bow, like, one always wants to be Last Whisper. The question is, what does the next one want to become? Like, Giant Slayer, in my opinion, isn't amazing on Kai'Sa. I'm pretty sure the stats agree as well that it's not amazing on Kai'Sa. You might be forced to make it, though. Outside of that, you go like a red buff, throw that onto a Teemo. The rest of these items, it certainly looks like Redemption plus Last Whisper, and then you figure out from there. You want an IE, you really want an IE on Kai'Sa, so you can hold on to these anvils, and I love what Sologesang's doing this game. He can hold on to these anvils for as long as he wants. He's playing Fortune here. Augment-wise, Roll the Dice, Stationary Support, Accomplice. 3 really fantastic augments, actually. Roll the Dice and go onto Silas later. Stationary Support is just a decent frontline, and then Accomplice is kind of like the same thing. You can throw it onto like a Silas, and it can be a solid support item. I think you probably take Accomplice here just because you have so many items. But Roll the Dice onto Silas is really, really juicy as well. So we'll see what Sologesang wants here. I don't think there's a bad option in this setup here. He rolls this augment and actually hits lucky gloves. I mean, yeah, you already have 1 glove, so this is 2 guaranteed lucky gloves. Well, here's the problem. The only problem with this is that we do still want to make Last Whisper. So you could make double TGs here. The only downside between... Oh, actually, no, you still even have 1 glove left over, and now he's going to open this, go for another glove, and then this, I would think, like a... So, I mean, maybe he doesn't even want... I mean, yeah, I think you have to go sword there. Yeah, okay, I like this. So, and yeah, I like the push the luck as well. 51, it's a 1 there? Okay, so there's this new bug where the tree goes to the enemy board, which is kind of hilarious. Oh, and he made an LW onto the bear instead of the Last Whisper, or instead of the TG there. So he can make LW IE and then use this last glove for a TG. I like it. So yeah, the only awkward thing is that you can't fully use all of the gloves because you want to use 2 of them for IE Last Whisper, but it does also kind of guarantee that you get the gloves, so... It's kind of cool, and it allows you to itemize. There's so many to itemize in this comp, right? You have Silas who'd love a lucky gloves. You have Xayah who'd love a lucky gloves. You could even put it onto Galio. I mean, everybody uses the lucky gloves. Yeah, item-wise here, we're gonna go for a sword because, I mean, we already have this IE, but he does still really want some kind of sword item. He could have... Was there no glove on Carousel? Actually, let me go back because I was thinking. Yeah, there's no glove on Carousel. Really, really sad because he has this open glove that he wants to turn into another TG, but, you know, we can live with it. The question now is, what do we build here? Shojin, the stats aren't amazing on, but they're not terrible. But I do kind of like making the redemption here with the tier, so I don't think I would go Shojin. I think I might just end up going GS, even though I don't think it's amazing in this comp. But yeah, gonna get Storyweaver Hin, get the attack speed version, because that's gonna be better for us late game. And yeah, he does end up making the GS, and yeah, so then we have GS redemption, ideally another TG, and then our TGs are going to go into Silas, they're going to go into Xayah, and then maybe Teemo will be our last TG? I guess we'll see, because the tank items, this redemption has to end up going on Galio, would be what I would think, but we'll see. I guess the belts could be used for, like, heal cut, would be an idea, but I think you might just gamble and hope that you get heal cut. He goes for the 10 HP here. This is so nice, actually, because this allows us to actually play for fortune better. This is a very, very nice encounter for us. Other people are obviously getting resources and stuff, but this means that we're going to cash out on a little bit more HP, means probably that we're not going to like raise the stakes again later down the game, but this certainly makes sense. And ooh, the adaptive helm is the slam here. I'm actually pretty surprised by that because redemption is BIS Galio, and we have this cloak open for like a gargoyle down the line. But yeah, he goes for the adaptive. I'm kind of interested. I mean, it could go onto Silas, but I was thinking a lucky gloves would go onto Silas. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's adaptive Silas, and then the TG just goes onto the Galio? Perhaps. I mean, here's an Annie. This allows us to play a slightly better unit on our board. We got one more fight. We're at 39 stacks. I think the next break point is 50. I think it goes 30 to 50, so I think we're just getting a 30 stack cash out here because I don't think we have the lost streak stacked up enough. I guess we'll see after the fight, but yeah, I don't know. He would have to hover over it again, but I don't think we have enough to get to 50. I mean, 50 would be fantastic. Some of the cash outs at 50 are amazing. We're also just going to pre-level up to level 8 here. Yeah, just make the game as easy as possible. We're holding all of these units that we can potentially play on our bench here, selling everything else because we know exactly what we're playing. And yeah, he's going to make the Morello here. I like Morello a lot as an item in this comp. So yeah, it's going to end up being maybe adaptive Morello onto Teemo and then just TGs on everyone else. I mean, that makes sense as well to guarantee the heal cut. Oh, it is up to 50. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it is stage 4 that we get this. So 52, this is going to be a huge cash out. You just have to take an augment here, basically, because we have to do this so quickly. And I mean, I do think bulk is fantastic. There's Zyra Khan, which is huge. We also have this Kai'Sa pair. There's Galio too. Once again, I was talking about this, I think I've talked about this in recent videos, but when you're playing a comp like this that is a little bit under meta, you know, there's not a lot of people playing it, hitting becomes so easy. There's so few people playing these units. There's Udyr. We actually have Udyr pair here. Our cashout was all those 5 costs and a Rascal's Gloves, I think it's called, or is that the Radiant one? Blacksmith's Gloves is the one that we throw onto Sylas here that gives us Orin items. That's fantastic. This can go into Sylas for now. Could even go onto Udyr later, or you can just leave it onto the Sylas for the entire game. And yeah, I mean, this ball looks great. Also, interesting idea from Sologesang here. He itemized the Xayah over the Kai'Sa. He said, I'm just going to leave this TG onto my Kai'Sa 2. I'm actually surprised by this because you run a much higher chance of finding a Kai'Sa 2. You're definitely finding Kai'Sa 2 before you find Xayah 2. So I'm a bit surprised by this, but I wonder, yeah, I'm actually, I don't know. I definitely would have preferred itemizing Kai'Sa here just because it's a little scary, but maybe he's confident enough that we can get to his Xayah 2, because if you get to Xayah 2, this is obviously better. But yeah, maybe the other idea is that Kai'Sa can use sort of like whatever items, where Xayah wants more specific ones, but I don't know. I don't know if I completely buy that justification either. We're going to pick up a Sylas pair here with Sword. We did have the option to go for TG, but he just wants the Sylas to guarantee that we can pick up Sylas 2 as quickly as possible. That's another play that is kind of interesting to me. I think I would have greeted just for the TG here onto the Galio. I mean, you can spread this Sword for bulk, or you can hold it onto Teemo for like a Shojin or something like that. I think I would hold it onto Teemo just because a full item onto Teemo is going to be pretty solid, but we'll see what Sologesang wants to do with it. He also has the ability to remove it. Yeah, he's just going to bulk it. Okay, he doesn't really care. I mean, I guess the only item you'd really be happy with on Teemo is Shojin. I guess you have like Gunblade as well, which isn't terrible, but a lot of the other sword items aren't going to be great on Teemo. He also is holding on to these extra Teemos for potentially a Teemo 3. This is something I've seen a lot more when people play this kind of comp, where they'll just hold on to these Teemos when you're playing vertical trick shot, and if you find a Teemo 3 on your roll down on 8, you know, say you natural a Teemo 2 kind of early, you can just find Teemo 3 and have that be a secondary carry, especially with the buffs to Teemo. This guy's a monster. Also, speaking of a monster, look at our Sylas here. Unstable Trenchcoat and the Zanya's here. When he trench coats, all the trench coats versions get new Blacksmith's Gloves. That item, it's just every time that you play this augment, every time you play the Blacksmith's Gloves, you are just hoping for Unstable Trenchcoat as much as possible, because when that splits, you get new items. It's just so insane to potentially split into like more Zanyas, split. I've never seen it split into a Trenchcoat itself, but I mean, theoretically that might be possible. I'm not sure, but that's kind of a hilarious idea as well. Item-wise here, we get, I mean, there's the TG, and then you can just spread the rest of the items, I guess. You could also reforge. He's going to go for the TG. Ooh, okay. So we're going to make the Gargoyle onto Galio, and then we're going to TG the Udyr. Okay. And then we have Crown Guard left over, or we can just spread. He opts to just make the Crown Guard onto the Atrox, and then spreads using the Tattoo of Protection here, which probably should be on the Galio, but I mean, we can move that next round. Or maybe he really values the bulk. I think I would value it just better onto the Galio, but we'll see. This is a cool little distribution of items. Also so rich this game. We're able to make it to 9. Just, I think, off the econ that we got from Fortune and that kind of stuff. We do end up losing to this Koboko, which is, I was going to say a little scary, but it's like a lot scary to end up losing to that Koboko there. This is just kind of the scary part about having this Kai'Sa itemized instead of, or not having the Kai'Sa itemized instead of the Xayah. That means that fights like that, we kind of lack that DPS. I love this positioning versus Nautilus. You just have to do this anytime you're facing a Nautilus, because if you clump your guys for Kale value, you are going to lose this fight. Like, the Nautilus is going to ult all of your units in the back line, and you're going to be very sad. So I love this out of Sologesang. Really smart stuff to make sure that he's not getting hit by the big Nautilus ult. So yeah, good stuff from him. Man, I really like how he moved the TG over. The Gargoyle into Galio also gives us sort of like room to upgrade if we find like a redemption off carousel or something like that. He does finally move the protection over. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was always correct, just because I mean, a little bit of HP onto Riven is nice, but the protection onto a Galio too, I think it just has to be this way. What did we roll into Silas this round? Azania? Man, I feel like we got... I mean, our Silas items, we do have lucky gloves, and I don't know exactly, because I know with the support anvil, it doesn't really work well, but maybe the lucky gloves does work. I mean, I guess it does, because we've rolled... Like, I don't think we've rolled a single bad item onto this Silas so far. It's pretty cool. I wonder what they actually consider a good Silas Ornn item. Also, item-wise here, we're going to go for the Stair Axe. I was probably just going to take a second Gargoyle here, but I think he wants the Stair Axe. I mean, unless he wants to put that onto Riven, I don't know. I guess you can... I mean, I want a Galio item here, is what I'm thinking. And yeah, he's just going to Stair Axe the Galio. Stair Axe kind of being like a mini Warmogs. It's also with 2 healthy, we have a lot of extra HP. Okay, honestly, I kind of see it. With the 2 healthy HP, like the Stair Axe might even be better than the second Gargoyles. Okay, I mean, smart stuff out of Sologesang. The Stair Axe item is, it's an AD carry like slash tank item, and it can certainly work on tanks in situations like this. So really smart stuff from him. And man, that was a little bit of a close fight, actually. We just managed to one-shot everything at the end there, but it was looking a little bit scary. 13 HP also, speaking of scary, just look at this lobby HP, man. The 2 people, I mean, from 1st to 7th, it's only a 23 HP difference. Like, this first place player, if a couple of fights go weird, could be 7th this game. It would be wild, but it could happen. All right, we're going to move our board over all full clump onto the left side versus this player because there's no sort of punishment for us clumping. The only punishment is if the Azir can get through a front line and then get a big ult off on the back line, but the Udyr should have something to say about that. And yeah, the Udyr just buys so much time. He's got the lucky gloves as well. This board is so cool, by the way. Just lucky gloves onto everyone, and now he can start looking at Xayah items. Because he found the Udyr too, I wonder, it kind of seems like Sologesang is confident enough that he's just going to push level here. He's just going to go 10. He's going to get the Yorick in here. That's Behemoth for the Udyr, and it's another 2 healthy like unit. So that's more HP onto our entire board. I could certainly, I could see it. Itemize here. Oh, he's actually going to level for the... He's looking at Lee Sin here. Looking at Lee Sin just for the Dragon Lord over the Yorick. Interesting. Okay. I think I would just be tempted to take a team item here. Yeah, I think Nastros is the best one from those options. We already have the mana gen from the Adaptive Helm, so we don't need extra mana gen with the Shojin, though the attack speed is kind of like... You'd prefer Shojin at this point because we have all this attack speed. And look at this fight. Earlier, like the start of stage 5, we lost that fight versus that Koboko player, and our board's gotten so much stronger since then. We've hit level 10, we found the Udyr too. Our spot looks so good now, and yeah, I'm a bit surprised about the Lee Sin. I mean, Dragon Lord, maybe his thought process, this could be some big stuff from Sologesang here, saying that he actually, like, he values the stats from Dragon Lord a lot, especially more than just random Behemoth onto his Udyr, who's not even really his main tank. And the HP, he says, I already have enough HP. I'd rather the attack speed. He prefers the combat stats. I think it kind of makes sense after thinking about it a little bit. Also, Dragon Lord synergizes really well with just the way that Trickshots want to play fights, right? Sorry for my phone buzzing. But when you play Trickshots, you want to sort of like assassinate backliners with a Trickshot proc, and Dragon Lord helps with that because it damages the entire board. I could see it. Ooh, that's a play as well. He's going to make the Xayah 2 here, sell this, so that... And he's just going to keep the Jax in here over the Udyr 2. And man, it looks like the perfect decision here. He absolutely stomps this board. Man, really clean game all around from Sologesang. I think he played this really beautifully. So hope you guys enjoyed this VOD review. It shows off the power of Kai'Sa, a comp that, you know, was nerfed and now maybe, I mean, kind of seems like she's back. This was a beautiful game. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitch and all my other links down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.